Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Kinda like Andy. Andy has neat things. These are pretty good. It's always nice to hedge a powder flask. I like the idea of just going for aquatic angles now. There's no way we're passing up Viper though. Because getting that toxic fang still leads us into a lot of possible things that could go. Even the regular fang is like not to be overlooked. You know, you can play it with like a honing steel or something, shark claw. There we go, regular fang. We have friends. Let's play hide and seek, and then see what can ask for us. Roll. I'm not really looking for barrel. I'd love something that actually gives me the haste here. Orange Julian with like the fang? I don't know. How real is like Orange Julian crow's nest things? I've never actually tried playing it. Sounds a little bit goofy, but I mean, there's only one way to find out, right? Okay, let's see if this is the run where the stars do align. We found all of it on, like, day one with a weapon that we can temporarily play it with. It's a little bit scary, but we have poison, which is typically very strong this early. Looks like the next volley will probably kill us though, unless the seashell like barely keeps us in there. Oh, we tied. Nice, nice, nice. Well, if we're gonna be playing the weapon stuff, maybe I just take the strength for now. Let's play more with the friend. Exp is exp. Let's see. And honestly, just having 2 items that say poison on them on day 1, never underestimate it. What do I feel like I'm looking for? This is tricky. So Walter sent me. I mean, you do be satcheling, I suppose. Intriguing. Silencer is a good shout. Sure, that's a good reason to go Andy. I'm definitely willing to pick up both honing steel and seaweed. So let's see. I think right here we're still almost certainly better off just running this for the scrapper, but then later I'm looking to pivot that other stuff in. Yeah, you don't want people to catch on to the satchel tech. we shouldn't have any issues here, mainly just because we do have the seaweed and all that stuff. Ponding still scales the bang quite decently for now. Later on, we're obviously hoping that Julian does the trick, but we'll see. What weapon would you say is best to run Julian with? Like, I feel like the timing doesn't always quite align how you'd want it with something like Sniper. Ooh, we got the saloon. We also have the Shark Claws Narwhal angle here. Okay, maybe that's more what we're doing. Like, we're running Julian with Shark Claws, Narwhal. I don't think this is like a Sea Dog Saloon angle. I guess we probably don't even run him currently. Have like a decent amount of aquatics. Grab a bronze tier item. And it's a weapon, at least. More weapons. Let's see. I think I want to roll, because I'm willing to sell stuff for, like, the Shark Claws upgrade, mainly. There is the Shark Claws. Okay, let's say then that I'm out. But it's such a good pivot angle. What am I out of? Atherath, I do have the Vanessa expansion unlocked from the free battle pass, which has Orange Julian, for example, and the Sea Dog Saloon. So it might be whether or not you have that unlocked. Here's the Cutlass, though. What a complicated shop. So the options here are that we can try to lean towards Cutlass with, like, the Crow's Nest. Or we can even sell out of the Crow's Nest and just commit to the, like, Shark Claws Hand Axe angle instead. If we're being realistic, it's definitely gotta be Orange Julian goes, and then probably, like, Jellyfish Powder Flask. And then we're keeping open the Crow's Nest angle, just because it has so much value. Well, I guess this way we can sell the seashell instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, puts me to 6, lets me buy these two, makes me really strong for the fight, but still keeps pivot angles open. This looks the most sensible to me. There we go. Okay, I think we found a good angle. And this is definitely immediately the kind of matchup where I'm very glad that we put in some, like, serious scaling. Because it's got both Armored Core and the Brick Buddy. It would be pretty tough without the Silver Shark Claws, but they're gonna make us do so much damage. And yeah, nice. Perfect. And this is the thing that I really like, and why I think I will be able to make a similar overview chart for Vanessa that I did for Mac. Because now we do have so many things like these Shark Claws that do offer very real overlap of the different, like, Vanessa builds. Where, since this and this are still aquatics, it means that I'm not locked into having to play weapons for the rest of this run. I'm just very incentivized to play weapons right now to scale off of the Shark Claws, but I can still pivot out of it. This chick's easy to beat, so I'm not gonna eat the chocolate just in case we have Barcoon.
This'll be fun. Seeing spots
Man,
here.
Vanessa really has gotten so much more interesting now. There are a lot of items that I could upgrade. I think I'm fairly willing though to just play. You know what? I could always play Crow's Nest on the board and upgrade it and just have it as crit, and then this means that if I find a single weapon angle, I can pivot into that, or if I end up sticking in any of the other stuff, that also works. Yeah, it's probably got the most potential currently. And there is that Barcoon. Let's go to him. He's free money with this.
This is a gift at any price.
Okay. I'm certainly willing to play Trebuchet.
Oh, did he see me
Works
close
great
the
with
deal?
all of this stuff. Take free money. Julian's back. He really wants to get played. Maybe. Maybe there's hope for him, yeah. Well, it's a kind of scary long shot, but hopefully the fact that I have a bit more health and just a little bit faster of a board, yeah. We just barely get under it. The silver hand axe is quite nice. It basically just means that our strength is equivalent to a gold strength instead. I'm decently interested in going to Curio, but I'm a little bit broke. I don't think I'm gonna lean towards it. I'm also not gonna lean towards the seaweed. Let's just take free money. Take free money and also restart. Well, weapons are good for us.
But my weapons crit. Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you.
If this mantis shrimp was at a higher rarity, I'd be very interested in picking it up. But for now, I don't think so.
You came to the wrong outland, stranger.
There's still a lot of things that we can pivot this into, but I would say that like right now it feels like the most key enablers in Vanessa's kit is the shot glasses and the dive weights. And so what I'm thinking currently is that I need to find either one of those in order to tell me kind of where I can take this build to. Heated shells is also definitely a really good hedge. It means that if we find a single yeah, I'm willing to sell this here. If we find keg, we can angle towards keg as well. There's just a lot of different things that we can do from here. Vanessa's amulet is pretty solid. I think... No, jellyfish isn't quite worth running, but it's definitely worth buying to speculate on finding dive weights. Okay, we did find dive weights. This is really, really good. Now we're starting to have a much more clear direction. So 2 things need to come out, which is probably gonna be... Let's say Bolas and the revolver. Revolver is better than that still. And then... Oh, no. It's like this, like this, like this, and then like this.
Use that for the good of all.
Now we got some nice good haste. We're still scaling with the weapons. You know what? Since we are running less weapons now, let's have one more potential payoff for the shark claws, maybe. Nah, this is still too much damage. We have like barely any flat damage before the shark claws goes off. It's a tough one to gauge, but I think this is better.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabalians.
Zaracid would be an amazing find here. Okay. This is a really scary looking pig opponent, so I'm very happy to see that we do actually beat this. Because he has fiery hot stones with like 28 burn on day 4. That's quite scary. Ayla can get me Saracid, mainly.
And you might.
Ooh, Arbalest is an interesting one to speculate on. I really like Arbalest, and we have these with this. But since I don't have any weapon, any ammo skill, I think I'm gonna pass for now. We're definitely willing to run the obsidian ice pick for now, though, because it goes off right after the shark claw, so it gets to like double dip on the damage boost from the shark claws, which seems good to me. Might even be like over the fang.
Go make some more stories.
It just hits really hard currently. Let's take a free medium item, I think. No, there are a lot of really good skills we can hit, like that one. And we go for the one that gives the most X.
The burn is life.
It would also be pretty valuable to find just a touch more burn for the trebuchet, see if we can't get it to start stacking a bit.
Why do people always
Nice.
attack
The dagger is already hitting very hard. Okay, well that's one burn at least. One burn's more than 0. 12 gold is huge. And we have the star charts. Let's go docks. I mean, the upgrades for trebuchet are quite nice. Let's chuck one of those on.
Now this will inspire the crew.
thing really does charge us a lot faster. I think we can go with this now. We have silver strength and silver shark claws. We should be fairly good in terms of the actual like scaling portion of it all.
Boring.
Okay. We have more health, and day 5 is definitely past when I'm the most concerned about robe. So this shouldn't be much of an issue. Just a beatdown.
I can
Nice.
see you're going places, but I'll be chasing you.
Let's check out Mittel. We can find this upgrade. Ooh, this is pretty clutch to find right now, I think. Because we're just before the upgrade, and that's one of the best upgrade targets for Vanessa. So we're definitely gonna plan to run this. It just goes with like almost everything that we might end up doing. We can play it like this, I think. Well, let's go with the ice pick. Well, this one charges the trebuchet faster, but this one gains double the damage bonus from shark claws. Fang's good. Fang's solid. I love that Piggle. Very happy to get some max health though. I do wonder, I'm debating if we cut shark claws at all at this point. Hey Progger, how you doing? Well, I hope. Let's see, how much do we care about the shark claws here? So what's the alternative? Is that we can run 2 weapons instead, which could be like these two. This one is on 4 seconds, which is quite fast, but we do have like solid flat damage now, so it'd be like we'd probably end up this instead, saying that this is our damage boost and we don't care about the scaling on this anymore. Let's try out how that looks in the PvE, I think. Do I ever go Zookeeper? I don't love missing out on 1x, but there are some funny things that we could get, like... Especially the Dragon Whelp is very powerful, the Salamander Pup would be really good. I think we could maybe squeeze in the Crook, but probably not. And then Toxic Friendship is potentially good too. Enclave Weeper doesn't have anything great, but none of it is really worth giving up an X for. So, Deathmaze, the reason why Jellyfish is so good is because it's 5 extra haste triggers off of the dive weight, as well as extra haste trigger every 3.2 from the narwhal. So it's actually letting us double dip on all the strong, like, aquatic haste things.
Over already. We barely got our flags up.
Yeah, that's nice. I've also been enjoying sleeping in now that we finally have some holiday stuff going on. Heavian, my last run I did try playing Calcinator Mac and I did still manage to 10 win, so it feels like it's still alright, but much less of a like primary strategy. It's much more like expensive to go for, like it's much bigger of an opportunity cost. So it's definitely a lot worse than it was before, even if it still seems to be able to win runs. Overall, I think it was a good thing. It was definitely more powerful than it could be allowed to be previously. I'm thinking, we're kind of far away from wanting to actually play the axe now that we have the figurehead.
Scratch the surface of the outlands.
drill is kinda cute. Oh, drill with heated shells is very cute.
Magnificent find.
Let's give that a try. $200 damage. 200 damage has gotta be just too much to give up on. Let's try
Are
this.
you sure? Have you noticed I'm huge?
This drill's just gonna do a lot with the heated shells on the dive weights. Just gives a million triggers. Let me slow down for a bit as we wait for them to come back up, and then there we go.
That was impressive.
Nice. C4, give me ammo.
Installing. I hope I taught you well enough to not blow yourself up.
Now at this point, I think we're starting to be a lot more able to consider buying the
I pay well for mid-sized things. Reasonable sized things.
Arbalest if we find it again.
Too small.
Bolas is a slow trigger, but Obsidian Ice Pick is just stronger. It's 1 second slower, but it's so much damage.
I'll make ye my pet. Come perch on my shoulder.
It is indeed. I'm very happy with the recent Vanessa changes, just because it feels like now you have so many more items that actually do meaningful things in the early game without just forcing you to play solely into weapons.
Walk the plank. I'll fly.
We barely tied him due to that crit. Did he crit me twice or just the one time? Just the one time. Still very nasty. Nasty crit. Sixten would be upset. This is a little bit tricky because the anchor is kind of nice too. It's like a larger pendulum, but no, I don't think we're ever gonna justify putting that on the board. Let's start going loot because it can already be more gunpowder for the dive weights. So do we want more health? Health is always pretty good. They're all bronze items at this point. They feel fairly sellable. Oh, we also do have a lot of gold and a lot of upgrades. Let's see what JJ has for us. Don't think we're gonna play that. Vault is great. Let's get this upgrade.
Good on ya. But I'd take a
We don't have the right skills for me to want to go depth charge, I don't think. It's more like arbalest and shot glasses that are things that I'm potentially open to. And now let's put the cooldown reduction on these. This one's very powerful with cooldown reduction because every point of cooldown reduction goes before the cooldown reduction of putting it on the board, and it's kind of what dictates our start speed.
I may be young for a captain.
And now
but
just
I've
having
seen
it
my
at
share of
1
storms.
rarity higher with 1 more ammo already makes it so much more impactful because it can just haste itself for like perma-haste territory. The opponent has burn, but I don't think his burn is going to be fast enough. We are just doing a lot of damage. Yep, very nice, very cool. Drill Vanessa, let's go. And we still do have heated shells, so we could just as easily go into keg. We're gonna have to look here. Okay, so drill is going off more than trebuchet, which is very important to take note of because we're coming up on our enchants, but this one is going off the most. Give me like diamond gunpowder. Well, I'll take silver gunpowder. It's worth more than 1x, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna go Andy over Dunes because I'm probably less likely to stick to the trebuchet than I am to just do drill Vanessa.
You can't afford it.
This is definitely one of the things that makes me potentially do drill Vanessa things.
Tell everyone you got it here.
Seaweed is a very nice jellyfish trigger, but I don't think it's going to be quite worthwhile. I think for now I'm still sticking with this, but if I get something that makes burn even more of a payoff, we're probably putting in the Incendiary Rounds. This is a very good rock angle. We can use the feather quite well, and both of the skills are really good. Obviously, for the crit gives haste skill, we'd need to find a way to get crit, but we are playing Vanessa, we can definitely find ways to get crit. Like burn crit with Incendiary Rounds, for example, could be a really good option.
Waste of gunpowder.
Hey, or we just get 12% crit.
Fail, my boy.
Don't mind if I do. Okay, we can definitely just put poison on the dive weights. We can also potentially put poison on the drill. I think poison on the drill makes a lot of sense here. Poison on the figurehead is very relevant too, but the main reason to get poison on this is because this is the one that actually gains damage. And then I'd hope to get like toxic or some other similar way of doing damage scaling. We're pretty certain at this point that we're not committing to that one, and I'm gonna sell Vanessa's amulet to try to find a higher rarity one. Incendiary bullets do trigger drill as well, but the thing that's kind of nice right now is that drill triggers trebuchet, and trebuchet deals a not insignificant amount of damage currently. So I think right now I don't need to make the drill as fast as it can possibly be, as much as I need to make sure that we have enough damage. Double floor spikes is pretty scary. Thankfully it's only a gold invincibility potion, so even if he gets a bit of it here, we might be able to power through. Damn, it just barely got him there. Oh, he has toxic too, yeah. That's a rough bit.
Discounts for peace.
Okay. Here's the higher rarity amulet that I was hoping for. We're probably not playing Captain's Wheel, since it's kind of incompatible with sticking to the power drill. Cannonball? I think I'd be more likely to play the rounds. Like, all I'm really looking for is something that makes this scale. Be that, like, fire damage, or toxic, or anything like that. We just need scaling for this one, and then we can... You know what? No, Crab doesn't quite do it. Crab almost does it.
I'm sorry.
Wriggle could certainly do it.
I'm a professor of the toxic arts.
Oh, that's tough. I don't think we pass up Diamond Paralytic Poison. That's a really good skill for us to get.
Purity of purpose.
The other things that I was hoping for was like whenever you poison, your weapons deal damage or gain damage, or like whenever you crit, you gain poison or stuff like that. But I think just having the extra freeze trigger is still gonna be quite good, and it would potentially work with Yeti Crab.
How do you hugelings use these things?
Quixel has a lot of good upgrades. I don't think we're selling Trebuchet yet. Well, let's think about it. So now that we have Amulet... Yeah... I think we are at the point where we're kind of cool getting out of Trebuchet. This one only going on this one is fine by me. The one thing that I don't like is that it makes our start slower.
Eat up, bulk up, get
And we're not gonna go pole because we can't really use Shipwreck with the power drill.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Let's see how this looks. The electric eels is actually quite a scary matchup, to be honest. I'm very lucky I froze it, otherwise we might have just lost here.
Like my crew says at the bar, another round.
Yeah, I'm not sure the incendiary rounds were worth it. Oh, you know what? Incendiary rounds should just be over here instead. This makes more sense. And I think Sharpening Stone can actually be, like, 15 damage more onto the drill is fairly significant. Okay, this board makes sense now. This upgrade is huge. Let's go to Kina. These are the main upgrades we're looking for. Heaving Helmet, eh? Gives us the potential to make the power drill a lot faster. We'd have to cut like these two though. I don't think it's worth it. I think the damage on the power drill matters a lot. You never beat this guy when you have a lot of multi-hit on something, so let's not try. This guy is a little bit scary too, technically, depending on how his crits go. He can kill me, I think, but we're fairly favored. It's mainly because we have the freeze. Like, this one is a good safeguard against this guy, because usually we freeze either the keychain or the skyscraper, or if we freeze one of these, then he has less defenses. And his stuff gives a lot of money. Trader wouldn't have been bad either. Nautica is great. That's a lot of health. Since we have basically no defenses, I'm going to prioritize the health.
My fight isn't with you.
We still have a quite fast start. And thanks for the follow, Trunks. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, this guy's got a shiny drill. My main advantage is that I start a lot faster, so I'm hoping to apply enough damage before he can, like, freeze me out. Barely couldn't do it. He had warm hugs and defense grid as well. It's a tough one. We might be closer to managing as soon as we get this level up with the figurehead. Because it's also going to boost our damage on the drill by a lot, too. There we go.
Come with no weapons?
Okay, we got the crit as well. It's very nice. I guess at this point...
You are enough.
maybe like this.
But I'm glad you bought this.
And try it. Easter slow against shield, but it's silver. I'm not sure exactly where I would rank Mac after the nerfs. I am still fairly confident that he's quite strong. He's felt strong. But I think you have to go for different lines that I haven't played enough with to know where he ranks, like, comparatively. But yeah, he still seems quite strong. I just need to figure out, like, what the best things to be doing on him are. And thank you for the follow as well. I am Dimi. Hope you are enjoying the stream. Let's try out this configuration against the Volca, see how it feels. Incendiary rounds are slightly tough to figure out what to do with here.
Failed. Requesting medevac.
We definitely do care about having dive weights as fast as possible. That seems like something that's very important to us. I mean, so there is the possibility that you could run it like this and have this be like another fast trigger. But it doesn't feel like it matters too much. Out of curiosity, what does this look like? It puts this one at 5.3, but it's still gonna go off at 4. Whereas by comparison, this makes it go off at 4 anyways. Yeah, I guess it's not worth it then. Okay. We're just barely off from so many things potentially working. Poise could be nesting doll, marbles. I don't know how much any of that matters. I could consider adding burn to the incendiary rounds. Small weapon could be Swarzed. Would be a huge hit. Let's just put damage on the drill. I think that's the most guaranteed to be useful thing here. I think the main things I'd be looking for here would be holsters, would improve our board by a lot. Oh, that's a scary keg. Do they have full crit? It's a 50-50. They did get the 50-50 crit. Might have had a shot if they didn't crit, but that's how it goes. Maybe like... I think I want slow on figurehead quite a lot. Haste is just too tough to use. We're going to have to hope that we get a better one like slow, because we're already so overcapped on haste triggers. This is not gonna work. Burn is not terrible.
If you're not ready for my training, there's always Pip.
Tempering? I don't think we're quite at that point. Okay, improvised burn could be very good. Like, this one might scale up quite quickly.
Learn that. Impressive.
The only difficult part here, of course, is the whole we have to be allowed to go off in the first place for us to be able to do anything. Obsidian. Yeah, that keg was kind of brutal. I think it's just obsidian incendiary rounds is very strong. And then at that point, maybe we just put in the fang now to make it faster. These look so cool when they're obsidian. I haven't seen that one before. Let's give this a try.
You must not know.
All I really would want now is like holsters or something to make me start faster. And then this can work. That's a fair count. Yeah, I should swap the fang and the drill as well to make the fang trigger the figurehead instead.
Full sail, my boys!
Well, we are right on the cusp of managing.
I'm so fast, I'm living in your future. No, I won't tell you what happens.
It's a good upgrade. Still wish I had holsters, but in lieu of holsters, this is as good as it's gonna get. Holsters, please. Holsters, please. No holsters. Pearl is certainly better than Narwhal.
You're a smart one for your size.
This is just a smidgen of defenses too. Who knows? Maybe it matters. Matters against burn. Okay, Pig is hopefully a good sign because he can't start that quickly. If Drill goes infinite, this is 3 instant triggers. Puts this one to 4. Could I get this to instant art, dude? Like, there is this option, which makes this one trigger... It would be this, makes this one trigger 4 things. But when this goes off, it only triggers 3 things, right? Poison, burn, and burn again, which isn't making it go infinite. So we're still relying on the dive weight's initial activation for the loop to start. Which means that this should be the best we've got.
You do see these tusks, right?
He's got a legendary item. It's Dragon Heart. That's very scary. Have to hope that we burst him before it starts really stacking, and it looks like we do.
Well,
Okay. Incendiary rounds are doing insane damage here. That's really nice. Same damage as the drill. Okay. It's coming together. We just did one more win. One more win. We can do it. This probably makes us gain 1 more level. I don't think, since we have scaling for the burn anyways, I'm not going to value that very highly. So Arsid would still be a good
leg.
Upgrade. It's worth looking for just in case.
I respect new food, but bear.
Ride that tide!
Okay, so none of these have relevant level ups, so we're just looking for skills. Yep, makes sense to me. We've already hit all of our level ups.
I understand.
There is the toxic, but I think it's definitely just
Soon
another
everyone
freeze
will
is
be
really
ready
good.
For Adira's training.
More freeze, more better. No, so what I realized, Felix, is that we need the dive weights to go off to keep the drill going, because the drill in and of itself only has 3 triggers whenever it goes off, which isn't going to make it go infinite. Take more gunner ammo. And so if we're capped to the dive weight start time regardless, it's best to just focus on things like this that keep us alive when it goes off. Quicksell can still have our holsters, which is the thing that speeds up dive weights at the start, which is why that's the main thing that we want. Because as soon as this goes off, we're pretty good. And this one goes off at 3.9 seconds, which is quite early. But
My fight isn't with you.
if I could make that just 1 second faster, I'd be so much more confident. Bonk is very scary. Okay. We might have gotten cheesed out of the game by a bonk. Let's hope not. Are we clutch? Are we clutch? We're clutch! Ooh. Ooh. That was scary. The moment I saw the bonk on their board with the dive weights of their own, I was scared. I was shaking. Thankfully, they didn't have a ton going on in terms of defenses, so we clutched it. Okay.
Each bounty gets us closer
Drill
to
Vanessa.
victory.
Let's go, I guess. Oh, that was a fun one. I appreciated that one.